this locust tree here, which you can see it's split and fell apart. The client is asking me if the tree can be saved. And there's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration here. It's just the fact that part of the tree split and was pushed apart tells you that there's a weakness. So what I need to do is I need to look at this trunk and try to recognize the extent of any further weaknesses so that I can make the most educated decision to give to my client. So there's two things I'm looking for right now on this tree. This union right here, you can see down inside here, has some areas of decay. This and this were growing very tight together, and just the sheer force of these two pushing apart caused this thing to split. Now there's a lot of decay in this area, and there is some decay up inside here. There's decay up inside this area. So what I want to do, I've got a small metal probe that is really easy to make. What I'm looking for is any areas where the separation between the two trees is getting worse. Oh, there's a crack. That goes in. It goes in that far, 6 inches. The crack goes in kind of back at an angle, so there is some separation that's happening right here. The other problem is you get another tight inclusion over on this side where you have two branches that are growing very close. So as branch A and branch B continue to get bigger, just the sheer size of the expansion of the trunks is going to cause a split. Now this is a species of wood that's very, very hard, and it's a very strong wood, but it's also a very brittle wood. So you have to recognize the structural inadequacies and potential defects of the species that you're dealing with. Now I know that this black locust tree has got some pretty serious potential problems, and we see a lot of them split. So I'm looking at this tree, I have to take into consideration that if this splits, it's going to go on the house. If it splits this way, it's going to go on either or both of the houses. So there's just too much liability here for me to even recommend that the tree should be safely preserved. So A, this is a problem. B, this is definitely a problem. C, a likely problem that's going to be happening sometime in the future. Well, the problem is people are always saying, well, how long have I got? Well, this was a surprise. This happened just this last year. This tree split, took out the whole front yard. Okay, now I'm bidding this as a removal, and I want you to take a close look at all the obstacles. The tree is not huge, but it's a species that's very, very hard, and it also has thorns, which makes it difficult. The neighbor's roof is tile. Fortunately, this one is not. There is a copper overhang over here, which we could probably miss without too much problem. But look at all the obstacle plants we've got to deal with. We've got a very delicate Acer palmatum dissectum. It's a delicate Japanese maple. We've got all these flowers, which, you know, it's easy to say, well, they're just flowers, but clients like this really want their yard in good shape, so you have to be very, very careful. There's another very delicate plant here. You've got a walkway right here that everything can be carried and taken out the front. So the distance isn't too bad. I think this is a really good candidate for a speed line. So if we put a speed line up at the top of the tree and took it down, well, actually, it's kind of hard. I guess we could take it all the way into here if we put it between this and tied it off to the bumper of the truck over there. But then again, that would wipe all this out. So let me rethink this. Speed line down this direction, and as the branches come down, we lower them onto the lawn very carefully. It can be done. It's a challenge. You don't want to wipe out all these delicate flowers. It'll be a fun job. I like a challenge.